Welcome in, everybody, to the TK Pod. My name is Tyler Kluver. I was once a Division I football player. I am now a podcaster, fitness coach, and CrossFit athlete, doing all of that as a husband and father of two. This show is an audio journal, a spot for me to vent or ramble about thoughts I have relating to fitness and health, my personal competitive aspirations, business, entrepreneurship, and more. I hope that each show can provide one small bit of value for you, the listener. Regardless, I'm glad you're here. Let's have a day. Let's go. Welcome into the TK Pod, another edition, and it's been a while. It's been too long, my friends. And hopefully, if you're really keyed into this this podcast, this little dude, little show that I do here, you know that because I told you so. We did an episode, maybe let's see, it's the 7th. God, 3 weeks ago. There's been 2 weeks without an episode, 2 Wednesdays without an episode, so almost 3 total weeks have gone by. Obviously, that was the holiday period, and the family was home. A lot happened, a lot of travel, a lot of Christmases. 3-year-old got her tonsils out. That was a whole ordeal for the last 10 days, and the new year happens. We're come back around, back to the grind, and here we are. So I hope everybody had a great holidays. Do you guys have some goals, some personal goals, some milestones that you want to reach in the new year? Some resolutions? Maybe you do. Maybe you do. Maybe we can talk about those or the mindset around those on today's show a little bit. As well as a couple other topics. I want to hit on just a little personal life stuff real quick. Again, I mentioned my daughter had her tonsils out, and I don't know if she's just tough as shit or we got really lucky or a combination of both, but that's like a pretty decent recovery for a little kid. First time she's been put under anesthetic. First time she's had any real sort of procedure done to her. That's a big moment for a parent. Kids, when I say they're so resilient and they learn so fast, and that you feel like they do grow up because of the strides they make and all the new things they can do compared to the previous week or the previous month. But that shit all goes away when you're standing in I guess, what would you call it? Even like the surgery prep ward where they have all the prep rooms, and you're with your 3-year-old and you realize, you walk to the end of the hall and she's in her little gown and she has her little bluey stuffy, and they fucking hit the button on the door that unlocks the doors, and it's click clacks and opens up automatically to the hallway that takes them down to the surgery room, the operating room. And the nurse goes, "All right, Dad, this is it." And I thought I was going to the operating room. I thought that I was going to be there to hold her hand. And maybe I fucked up. This was my assumption. It certainly didn't caught me off guard. I thought I was going to the operating room. I was going to hold her hand until she was out. Not the case. Not the case. Nurse said, "All right, this is it." And I looked at her and I said, "All right, buddy, you ready to go?" And she said, "Yeah." Hugged her bluey a little tighter, and there was a quiver in her voice, but she walked away from me and walked down the hall with the nurse. Fuck, man. And it was just a tonsil surgery. It was elective. Which, by the way, just in 10 days' time, even through the recovery, there's probably a whole other podcast, but anybody who's had a kid who got their tonsils out, if there was a real reason to get those out, man, the improvement already in her sleep and her breathing and her eating, wild. So worth it. But man, what a fucking just that'll pull at your emotions and your heart as a dad. So that's something that I went through not Monday 2 days ago, but 9 days ago. And we're on the back end of that now. Like that's like a 2 week to 2 week recovery for them. She's pretty much good, but man, wild. The other parenting note that I want to put down in this episode that I've just again, this is sort of where I process some realizations and some observations of my life as time goes on and keeps ticking. And our little boy, it's so nice he was born on June 1st. So every first of the month, you get that turnover and you realize, okay, that's a new month for him. And that's going to become irrelevant once he is his ages in years. But as he's just 7 months old right now, um, happiest little boy on earth. Just fucking loves life. Wakes up every morning laughing and smiling at his sister and his mom and me because he's just so excited to be awake and to be with us. It's amazing. Um, what he's brought out in me as a dad is and I can tangibly feel the difference between my daughter and my son when I'm with them. And I'm sure it will grow because of what a little boy turns into, the chaotic energy that is that. But even as a 7-month-old, I can feel this little playful, kind of like aggressive energy with him. And I kind of like, he can't really wrestle, but I can get on the floor with him and just like kind of be rough with him. And he giggles and he loves that aggressiveness and it could be some first child, second child dynamic as well. But with Kinley, my daughter, the first child, it was always way more gentle and sweet and like, oh, precious, like protect. And with my son, it's like rough, playful, like, you know, knock heads a little bit. Like, and he just giggles and he reacts to it differently than she would react to that when she was that age. And it's just really fucking cool, man, to see what the two kids bring out differently within me. Both really like fun, productive, like positive things. And fatherhood, parenthood is just it's probably the coolest, biggest responsibility, most life-changing thing that is available to everyone. At some point, it will be available to you by just having unprotected sex. And man, it's really fucking cool. So cool. And then awesome to experience, obviously, the holidays with them as well. The 3-year-old is really finally I think 3 is an age for her where you really start to, like, be able to actually rip open the gifts and understand what she's getting and then open them and play with them, and that's fun. Holidays, traditions, it's all pretty cool. So that's the personal life stuff. That's all great. We're obviously entered into a new year here. The TK pod lives on. This thing is gonna keep going. I have no reason to do this other than, um, maybe the small amount of autism that I have, and it helps me process everything that's happening in my life. And when I speak, I guess that's not true. I actually do use this platform to, and you may not notice it even, but I like to work on the way I present, talk about topics, segue into different things in this format when 100 people are listening or less versus the big podcast with the background behind me where thousands of people are listening. And so this is a way for me to sort of hone my professional craft of being on a microphone, but most of it is just self-centered, like me talking about the life that is Tyler Kluber. So when I left you guys last, we talked a lot about in those last 2 weeks, me doing the first form Monster Games qualifier that is now just 3 weeks away. Tomorrow is Thursday. 3 Thursdays from now, 22 days from now, the qualifier for the Monster Games starts. For those unaware that didn't hear the last couple podcasts of the year, that is a competition in somewhere in it's basically Kansas City, uh, but I believe it's actually in like Overland Park. Um, so it's close. It's a close comp. It's a bigger level comp. It's not just a like a local comp. It's more of a regional style competition, similar to the Fittest of the Coast that I did last year. Not quite as big as like Wadapalooza Miami, which we also did in 2025, but still a respectable competition and one that you actually have to be very fit in, especially if you want to qualify in the elite or pro division, which is the somewhat lofty goal for me. And currently feels like a real long shot. Since Monday, I woke up and my neck, I couldn't turn my head. My neck has been stiff as a board for 3 days. And I didn't do anything to it. I didn't even lift weights last week for an entire week. It was a deload week. It was a lot of cardio and body weight movements and no heavy lifting. I didn't do anything on Sunday that would have messed my neck up. I suppose I could have slept pretty poorly, but like this is like something different. I think it was a combination of several things. We were booking a family vacation on Sunday and there was a lot of chaos and stress and I was trying to take care of both kids while the wife was doing something and it was the Sunday before everybody goes back to work for the new year and so it was a lot of stress stuff and stress is stress. The body really doesn't care what kind it is. It will manifest itself in a way that it makes you slow down. And I have figured that out time and time again, mostly with back injuries. And I guess this time, since I haven't been really lifting any weights to aggravate my back at all, it decided, well, fuck it, we'll go after your neck. And so I hope that's what it is. It has gotten a little bit better in the like, in the 48 hours since it started. It goes away a little bit with some ibuprofen, but, I'm headed into Ryan, my performance PT today. Hopefully, he can get me right. Got a couple other places on the body that need some work as well, mainly the calves, the Achilles. I've been doing a shitload of double unders in prep for the open season, and just one of my weaknesses. So in general, I need to do a lot of those. Um, I've done more gymnastics pulling, uh, chest to bar pull ups, bar muscle ups, ring muscle ups, and double unders in the last month plus than I've ever done in the same time frame. Um, this is the year that I really said enough is enough, and I'm doing double unders nearly every day. Um, Man, has it been slow progression, but I am seeing some progress there. I'm getting better. The other day I did the flight simulator workout, which is 500 double unders, probably the most I've ever done in a workout, I believe. Um, and we did that in around a little under 9 minutes. So not impressive, but for somebody who's severely struggles with double unders, relative to the competitive field, like that was a big win for me. Um, and we're getting better, and that's what we're working on right now. The neck problem for the last 2-3 days has really been annoying. Um, what did I even do Monday? Monday, I was able to do a little bit of snatching and some bench press, a little bit of strict pull up. I did a little bit of a warm up that got the cardio going, but I really didn't do much. And yesterday, it didn't get better enough to where I felt super comfortable doing what I was going to be doing. So I just did a Peloton ride. Like I did an hour worth of cardio. We're not currently the last couple days at the volume I'd like to be coming off of a deload week already. With 3 weeks left towards this qualifier. So I need to get better fast. The issue is that when you have a stress related shutdown of your CNS and your body's just telling you to chill, doing more and being more stressed about getting back to your routine is not beneficial to actually getting better. So we're in a touchy spot right now and we got to figure this shit out. Hopefully the PT session today helps a little bit and being smart over the next 3-4 days. hopefully I can get back to feeling pretty good. Outside of that, I feel I you know, since the time that I last podcasted, I've been hammering workouts. Like I've been hitting weaknesses. I've been doing workouts that normally when I look at, I'm like, I don't want to do that. It just I don't want to go that hard today. All of that. No excuses. I've been hammering shit, going hard as a mofo on some of these workouts, leaving me feeling dangerously close to like not being okay in the garage on the ground afterwards. Game time, true game time intensity over the past couple of weeks, and my fitness is in a great spot. Physically, I am a little bigger than I normally would be at this time of year. I think during the holidays, I even touched, and this might have been like in the middle or late of a day, so I had food in me and such, water. I think I touched 209 one day. Now, I think the next morning I was back down to like 205, 206, but I'm hanging easily above 200 right now and really more around 205. I'd have to go weigh myself right now and see. And generally at this time of year, the last year I think was the first year I decided I need to like carry a little bit more weight to be in the sweet spot for me personally, and I was closer to like 198, 200 around that Wadapalooza time. And I'm a little heavier this year. I like how I look. I'm still fairly lean, even though I'm not eating the best. Uh, and because of a little bit of a deload week, and now a couple days worth of in, intentional pullback on volume, you got to be a little bit careful with the diet because the output is just not there to match the input. But I feel good where I'm at with diet and weight and conditioning over the next 2 months. February 7th, March 7th. Around March 7th, I'd probably like to be a few pounds lighter, and that's probably my goal. Uh, and that's it. We're full eyes forward towards the qualifier in 3 weeks. That's really what I'm ramping up for. After that qualifier, um, it's likely that regardless if I qualify for elite or RX, that I'm still that I will be going to the monster games anyway. I think I'm just really interested for one competition this year and it to be an individual competition, and especially if other people from the gym are going to go, and a lot of people at the gym that I do occasionally go to are signed up for this qualifier. Um, and so then that will lead us into open season, and assuming all health is good, we will compete in the open quarterfinals and semifinals, online semifinals. We'll actually do a full season again, barring injury, like last year. Uh, and we'll stay ready all the way through summer because the Monster Games is in July, I believe. So let me check that right now. Yeah, the qualifier is the 29th of this month through February 17th. And then the actual event, do they even have the dates for the event? I don't see the actual dates for the event in the summer on here, but um, I'll have to stay ready all the way through May and June and July to be ready for that. So that is the goal for this year. We are entering the in season starting basically February, and that will run through July. It'll be a 6-month season for me. Exciting times. I feel good. We got to get this neck right. But after that, we're full speed ahead. We're going to try and qualify elite for that comp and be great through this CrossFit season. And the dad life is good as well. We'll talk to you next week. See ya.